Hi, it's Ben from Bxm Expeditions here, and in this video we're going to talk about planning your route. We use a special type of map now, so you can draw straight on it. However, rubbing out is not that easy, so you need to make sure you're organised, you're prepared, and you're very neat. So you're going to be given a start point and campsites. Now it might be that you're doing campsite to campsite or campsite to finish, but for the purpose of today we're going to just talk about the first day of an expedition, which is going to be your start point to your first campsite. Now you're going to need to draw your route. Now your instructor will tell you how long your route needs to be, and you'll need to start looking at the map and looking at what paths go there, which way you can go. And then you'll need to draw your route using very neat arrows. And those arrows will go along about every 1 to 2 centimeters. Don't make them too close together or you'll draw over some important aspects of the map, but also don't have them too far apart, because if they're too far apart you won't be able to see which way you're going. Now once you've done your route for the day, you then need to mark out 6 to 8 significant points. Now a significant point might be somewhere that an instructor tells you it must be, because maybe they want to meet you there, but also something that would definitely be a significant point is going to be a main road or a busy road. Another significant point might be a big change in direction. So a significant point will need to be marked on your map with either an X or a small circle. Doesn't matter which, as long as it's very, very neat. The next thing you'll need to do is you'll need to number them 1 through to however many it is. So it might be 8, or it might be 9, or it might be 6, or it might be 7, something around that number. You've now created your legs. Leg 1 is going to be from start location to point 1. Leg 2 is going to be from point 1 to point 2, and so on and so on. So you're now going to measure the distance of each leg. Now that might be 300 meters, it might be 50 meters, it might be 2,700 meters. So you're going to use a piece of string and measure it very neatly along the path you're going to be walking along. You're then going to straighten it out along the bottom or the side of the map, and you're going to measure out exactly how long that leg is. Now that might be 50 meters, it might be 300 meters, whatever it is, it's going to be in meters. The next thing is you're going to work out your timings. Now, average walking pace is 4 kilometers an hour. However, when you've got heavy rucksacks on, when there's 6 or 7 in a group, you're inevitably going to be walking a little bit slower. So it might be just 2.5 kilometers an hour, it might be 3 kilometers an hour. You need to work out how long it's going to take you to walk that leg. So you're right in there, below the distance, the time it's going to take you. Now, if you're doing silver or gold, you must also count the contour lines where you're walking up a hill. So you would add 1 minute per contour line. You don't need to do this at bronze unless your instructor says so, but you'll need to add that to your timings per leg. So the next part of this is the direction of travel. Now at bronze and silver, you could just do your general direction of travel. North is the top of the map, so if you're walking up the map, just put north. It could be northeast or southwest. Again, you need to write that just below where you've written your timings. If you're doing gold, you need to be much more precise, use a compass and take a bearing, and you'll need to write your bearing just below the timings. Now the final part of your route planning is where you probably need to find the person in your group with the neatest handwriting, and they're going to write on there what you're expecting to see when you're walking the route. So if, for example, you're walking past, you can see there's going to be a lake on your left, right on there will be a lake on our left. When you're walking that route, you should expect to see that lake. If it's on your right, you could be going the wrong direction. It doesn't have to be a lot of detail. It doesn't have to be loads of sentences, just one very simple thing per leg to make sure you can cross-reference and make sure you're in the right place, walking in the right direction.